Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm doing a unboxing of the January base box and premium box for Boxycharm. I used everything in the box to create this full face of makeup. I actually really like the way this turned out. It's actually really pretty. I was surprised. I was a little bit afraid at moments how it was going to turn out, but once you kind of go through the process and everything comes together in the end, and it just turned out really pretty in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy watching how I created this look. So if you want to see how I created everything, then make sure you keep on watching this video, of course. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Wolf Pack today. Now let's get into it. And a quick side note about this, I actually had already done my skincare before I started this video, so I didn't actually get a chance to use any of the skincare products in the video. But I did want to show you what I got. The Skin Fix did come in the Boxycharm Premium, and the other two items, those are what I received in the base box. I haven't had a chance to try the Avant 8-Hour Sleeping Mask, but if any of you have that, please let me know. And in today's video, we're going to be featuring all of the makeup, so you'll get to see everything in action, and especially these two items, which are variant items in both boxes. And so if you're interested to see which ones I'm going to be using, then here they are. I hope you enjoy the video, and again, I apologize for not talking about the skincare. Now we're going to... That was the box dropping. We're going to play with some makeup. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so today we're going to start with the eyes first and then do the face, which is opposite from what I normally do. But because I don't know if there's going to be any fallout with this palette, I'm just going to go ahead and start with that. And we're going to use the Pretty Vulgar concealer to prime my eyes. This, I think it was a lighter shade that you could actually get in the concealer range, but now that I'm looking at it, it might be, if you want to go for a no foundation look and just use a little bit of concealer to do like a spot conceal, blend it out, it actually looks pretty good on me. And now we're going to dip into the Scarlet Dusk palette from Ace Beauty. It has a ton of warm tone shades, and this bright corally shade is just so pretty. So none of these shades is really a good transition shade for me, so I'm going to instead, let's just mix Lotus and Shade. And that's really dark. And I'm going to go back into Lotus, and I'm going to try to blend out that color a little bit more. Actually, you know, all of these have a ton of pigment. Even the Lotus, I thought that was going to be a little bit too light. That one has a lot of color in it too. Like, that one's just a pretty intense shade. So I don't want to add any more color to the look. I'm going with a clean brush and just try to blend these colors out a little bit. And I'm going to go in with Bahamas on a smaller blending brush, something so it gives me a little bit more control, because those other colors got out of hand pretty fast. And because I do have a hooded eye, I'm going to try to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to move up my crease by looking straight ahead. And then go back in with that original brush and blend that out a little bit more. And I'm also going to take that on the outer corner. And if it looks a little bit messy on the edge over here, don't worry about it. We're going to clean that up here in just a minute. And I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush. I'm going to go into Sangria just to deepen that crease a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to clean it up with the concealer again from Pretty Vulgar. I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand and use a brush to cut the crease. Okay, I can already tell you from me trying to use this product to to cut the crease, that is not what this is for. This formula is actually kind of too liquidy to use to cut the crease. Like, it is not doing well at all. We'll see how well the colors stick to it, but so far this isn't doing it for me for eyes, but maybe for face it'll work a lot better. So I'm curious to see how that does when we get to that step. Now for the lid, I'm going to use a combination of 3 different shimmer colors. We're going to use Aruba, Hibiscus, and Aurora. One thing I'm noticing is that with these palettes, there's not really a lot of fallout with them, so that's always a plus. And I know it is middle of winter, but we're going to go with a summer look just because it's very, very warm tone. And I just love these colors, the oranges in here. The next product we're going to be using, the Farsali Liquid Glass. I'm just going to use this as my primer today. It says you can layer this on top of your skincare, which I do have a lot of skincare on right now, which is why my face is really shiny. So we'll see how this one does. I've used this just going in straight after cleansing and used it as a serum, and it does really, really good that way. But it leaves your skin feeling really, really tacky, which is why I love it for a primer. So we're going to try to use this as a concealer under the eyes to see how it does. I'm not going to do any color correction, and you do see I have dark under eye circles, so this would be a good test to see how it does. But it's just, it's so thin. It needs something to beef it up a little bit. And I'm not going to wear any foundation. I'm actually going to use this all over, so I'm going to be putting it, or not all over, but I'm just going to be putting it mostly in the center of my face and then blending it outwards. I just think with it being so thin that it would be really good to use it this way. It didn't do a bad job, kind of like all over the way that I did. I don't recommend this if you're trying to make the product last or go a lot longer. I just like to do this whenever I'm just in a hurry and I'm not wanting to do full foundation. Like a lot of times you get more coverage with your concealer. This, I'm just not really getting much coverage with it. I mean, it's not a bad formula at all. Like, I think my skin looks good doing it kind of all over the way I did. But I'm used to something a little bit more full coverage. And especially on the under eyes, it's just not, I don't know, it's just not really doing what I want it to. I've got a couple of new concealers I'm going to be trying out here lately, but I know one that I normally use is a Fenty. Like, you can still see I'm having breakouts. My skin is just acting up right now, and you can still see that through the concealer with it pretty much all over my face. I'm not mad at it though. It doesn't look cakey in the least, in my opinion. Even though I put it everywhere, it doesn't feel cakey whatsoever. Okay, and I'm just going to go in with a powder and go ahead and set that concealer. Okay, next we're going to go in with the single shade from Kat Von D in Lolita. I'm going to take that and run it on the lower lashes instead of using the Ace Beauty palette, because I want to try to use as many products in this video as I can. But this shade is really, really pretty. I don't have anything like this in my collection that I know of off the top of my head. Oh, and if you guys hear my dogs, I just took them out a second ago and they came back in, and they always want to play when they come in from outside right away. So if you hear them, I apologize. They're fighting over a toy. Not really fighting, to play fighting. I want to go ahead and do my brows before I go any further, because it's kind of weird seeing all of this orange and stuff and then there's no brows around it, because I was not gifted with bold brows on my own. So we're going to go into the $1 Billion Brows, the best brow kit ever set. And it comes with a brow gel, a brow pencil, like a highlighter pencil, an eyebrow pencil, universal, and a brush to blend out your, I guess, the highlight in this. So I'm going to go ahead and start by filling in my brows with the pencil. I like that it has a spoolie. I hate whenever brushes don't have that, because it's just like, why? You know, why not just include that? Brushes that don't have it, it just makes me think you're cheap. So far the color is actually pretty nice. Like, I'm always so scared whenever there's universal brow pencils, because a lot of times the color ends up looking off. And it's supposed to be universal, but only works for like blondes. This one's actually pretty good. I actually like this pencil a lot more than I thought I would. It was the pencil is actually a lot more creamier than some of my others, like the brow pencil from Benefit. It's a lot creamier than that. It was a lot easier to work through. I had never tried anything from $1 Billion Brows before, and so far that was a good first product. And we've got this concealer and highlighter. Oh, okay, so that's what the duo is. So the concealer is what you would use this brush for. And the brush itself actually does feel pretty nice. It feels very soft. This is actually a good brush. So I kind of need to shape up my brow just a little bit, but I don't like that it's so rounded on the end. It's instead of like the eyebrow pencil where it's not very precise. I'm not too crazy about that because then it'll make me just want to use a concealer and I can dip my brush into it and do it just fine. So that I'm not actually the biggest fan of, but I'm going to try it. And I don't know if this would actually work for everyone because the color, like, it's pretty light. This is probably going to be the longest video ever, but it's just because of the brow stuff. Normally, I don't even put that in my videos. I just say I will put on my brows and I'll be right back. And then you cut to brows are there. I'm actually trying to do these on camera, which is a little bit difficult. And I probably should have done this before I did. Oh, that's really, really light. That may not have been a good choice, but I have to balance it out. They're not perfectly matching, but they're brows, and they're on. So now I've got the brows on, let's go ahead and finish up the eyes. I got the 3 eyeliner set from Saint Luxe, and they are a brand new brand. I looked at their Instagram account. They're still under like 200 followers on Instagram, but I can't figure out why. The bronze in the set is actually super, super creamy, and I think it's actually the gladiest of all 3 in the set. I did a nude here. I ended up having to swatch the nude one twice because the first one, it seemed like it was a little bit more waxier and it had to warm up a little bit because the second swatch was a lot better. Now these are gel formulas, so they're supposed to be really good for your waterline, although I wouldn't really use bronze in the waterline. Mostly I'm going to use the black and the, I want to come back and maybe another day use the bronze. This is really, really pretty. Like, the swatches on it are stunning. This one's really good on its own. But for the waterline, we're just going with the nude pencil, and that is supposed to make your eyes look larger, more awake. And I'm just going to use the black pencil from the Saint Luxe set to line the upper lashes. And that actually glided on pretty smoothly, and it's got a good amount of color. It's not the blackest black eyeliner that I have. A lot of times I just use like eyeliner pens for the upper lash line, but it kind of did good. I could see that being really, really pretty in the waterline if you wanted to darken it up that way. Okay, so we've got mascara, liner, eyes are done. See, the look's starting to come together. So now we're gonna go on to lips, and this is a lip whip from Manica Dar. This is a new product I think that they just launched, and we haven't had Manica Dar in the box in a while in Boxycharm, so yeah, we'll see how this does. The color that I got is Faith, and this is a pretty color. Okay, and it is a liquid lipstick, but it's supposed to be a hydrating formula. It was a very hydrating formula, and it did dry down matte, but it doesn't feel matte. You know, a lot of formulas, they start to get tight after you wear them. That feels like you have nothing on. I like it. Okay, so now we're finally going to get into the Too Faced palette. This is the Sugar Peach palette. Now, the little booklet that they were saying is that they used peach honey, kind of like around the perimeter of the face. Let me look at that paper again to be sure, because I want to try to follow one of their tutorials to see how it looks on me. Let's do the bronzing first, since I still have my hair pulled back. So we're going to dip into Peach Honey. Now, I don't normally like shimmery bronzers, so this may end up driving me absolutely crazy. That's very warm and very shimmery. I don't know about this, guys. I don't know if I'll use that one the way that they're intending, or at least in their tutorials, because it's coming off super, super golden, and it looks like I just took an eyeshadow and spread it on my forehead. But maybe it'll look better here. And this is just a brush from Eco Tools. They have a brush set that's really affordable that I like a lot. Well, I guess the more that I'm doing it, it's kind of working. I just don't like that much shimmer. I think it's a little bit too much for me. Now I'm gonna go in with Peach Pop for my blush. And again, this is a shimmery formula as well. I've been studying how to do your makeup like according to some of the makeup artists, and they talk about where you should have matte and light, and I think that this is a little bit too much shimmer all over. But I like that. Like, you don't even need to wear highlight if you wear this. Like, if you carry your blush up kind of high, that looks super pretty. So I just look like a golden, bronzy, wine colored, pink haired girl. Like, I like this look. But if you have a lot of texture in your face, like around here, you may not like that. I'm gonna use the highlighter dry just as it is, and that's the one Peach Pearl here in the corner. Oh, okay, I didn't think I'd be able to see it as much because of the gold from the blush, but that's actually pretty intense. And I also want to take it a little bit further. I'm going to use it to highlight the brow bone and to do the inner corner. I'm looking around, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I didn't get a chance to use, because like I said, there was a lot of products this month in the box, and I think that's it. I think this is the complete look that we're doing today. With the pink hair and the pink eyeshadow, or like the peach corally eyeshadow, I think this is pretty. I think this is a pretty look. And my face, because I used the concealer for foundation, I like it. Hey Devin, you want to see my makeup? What? You don't want to see this pretty face? Alright guys, well that is everything that I got in this month's box. We did this complete face of makeup with Boxycharm. Actually, since I used the concealer as foundation, I can say this is a complete face. So this is a full face of Boxycharm. I didn't get a chance to use all the skincare that I got because I wasn't thinking ahead, but I will try to do that more on the next video, because we do have another video of Boxycharm base versus premium, which maybe a versus video isn't the best way to describe it. I think it's just going to be called trying to use up all my stuff, trying to use everything in the box to do a full face. There are a couple of repeats in that video because I've already seen the boxes, but you know what, that's okay. You just get to see me try it in different ways, and it won't be so much of a first impression. It'll be more of a review. Alright guys, well thank you so much for taking time to hang out and watch this video. I hope you're having a great day, and if you decide to recreate this look, then make sure you tag me in your post. I would love to see them, and especially this eye color look, because you know, maybe my pink hair is throwing me off a bit, but I would love to see this with blondes and brunettes and redheads. I bet it'd be gorgeous on a redhead. But I will see you guys again very, very soon. I love you all. And again, have a good day. Bye. Or night.